Yo, okay, I'm gonna do all ladies and gentlemen. Oh, shout out to one of my students. Shout out to Ronnie Cooper. Hey, go follow her on Instagram and on TikTok. What's your Instagram, Ronnie?
That girl with a U dot Ronnie.
That girl with a U dot Ronnie.
And my TikTok is Raw the baddest.
Ra the baddest. Go follow her on TikTok and on Instagram because there's a good chance you might see me in a dance video or something like that at some point. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me. Wherever you are joining me, rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I am coming off of spring break. I would say that's why you only got a couple of pods from me. But the truth is that sometimes you feel like you have something to say, and other times you don't feel like you have something to say. So there's some weeks where I feel like I have a lot to say, and so you hear from me every day. And then there are some times where I feel like I don't have a lot to say, and I don't want to just give you a pod just for the sake of giving you a pod. That's the beauty of ownership. Although I know that consistency is one of the things that makes a pod great. I think that after 325 of these, you know I'm here for the long haul. What I did think was interesting is the conversation behind the blue check. The blue check is all the rage. Everybody wants to talk about the blue check. Oh, I can't believe that Twitter is getting rid of the legacy program on their blue checks. Oh my gosh, it's so awful. There's no way I'm paying for a blue check, blah, 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 blah. So I'd like to share for you what I think about the blue check, because I want this to be as honest and as open as I can. So I haven't done it in a long while, maybe almost a year. I'm not sure, I don't keep track, but I've applied multiple times for blue checks on Twitter, and I have been denied. I've been told I don't qualify on Twitter. And yet all of the qualifications to have a blue check, to be verified, I check all those boxes. I work in media. I work in media for big publications. I have evidence of work. There's a website attached to it. I've been on Twitter for almost as long as Twitter has existed. I'm not new here. My new name, or excuse me, my username is my full name, not because I couldn't think of a real jazzy name, but because I want to represent myself. Like my entire intention behind being on social media was not to be someone else. Even before social media started being used as real media, as new media, I never wanted to be on social media as someone else. So I never needed an avatar. I never needed a username that wasn't my name. Now, fast forward to where we are today, it's difficult to get your full name, your real legitimate name as your username, because somebody else out there has your name, and most likely they're on social media. Sorry to all the people who are named Gene Clemens who can no longer get Gene Clemens on social media, because I have it. But you should have been born earlier. You should have been on social media earlier. That's not my concern. What is my concern is that I applied for this blue check. And at the time that I applied for the blue check, the reason that I did it is because in the space that we are in, the blue check mattered, right? I don't have thousands upon thousands. Well, that's not true. I don't have tens upon thousands of followers. I don't have tens upon thousands of followers. And so without having tens upon thousands of followers, I want to make sure that people recognize that I am someone that they should be listening to in the space. Now, this is a different thing. This was a different philosophy than what I came into social media with. I used to be on the if you know, and people in the know. But I can't be I can't be just the follow of journalists and people in sports media, because that doesn't actually help me as far as growing my brand as someone in sports media. You see the disconnect? So I started applying for the blue checks, and I kept not getting blue checks. And at some point I stopped it, and I said, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to be here and I'm going to build organically. So why are so many people with blue checks nervous about the fact that Twitter is going to take away their blue check and make them pay for a blue check? There's two reasons. Number one is ego. Right? There's a certain level of stature that came with that blue check, especially when you're not LeBron James. You think LeBron James needs a blue check? No, he's LeBron James. Everyone's going to know that's LeBron James' account, because on his thing it's going to say this is LeBron James' real account. I've seen parody accounts be so popular that they receive the blue check. So if a parody account has been popular enough to obtain a blue check, we already know that the blue check is BS. We know that some people originally received the blue check based off of their numbers, the number of followers that they had. We also know that back in the wild, wild west of social media, people were out there buying thousands upon thousands of followers. These people then use that following to amass a level of importance, right? Because if I have 10, 20,000 followers and I have a blue check, when I post something, people see it and go, oh, well, he or she's a blue check, so they must be a reputable source. That's powerful. That gets you jobs at places where your social media presence matters. That gets you endorsements online through social media where your presence matters. Why do you think it's so much money to get somebody with 1 million followers to post something for you? You got to pay legitimate amounts of money, right? So these things matter. And the ego to say that I am amongst those people, even if I'm not really amongst those people, is one we can't deny. The other one is simple. We, as people who consume social media, we are sheep. We look at the blue check, we don't even investigate. Since Twitter has implemented the blue check, right? Since they've implemented the blue check, you have seen several sites, several different media entities or people that were claiming to be a media entity be able to put stuff out there that was totally ridiculous, that real outlets ran with, because they didn't bother to check whether or not the blue check was a legacy account, meaning they came in on the old school, or whether they bought their blue check. It's made things confusing. But we, as the consumers of social media, have not really bothered to vet the process. And so anybody with a blue check gets believed. And I think that a lot of the people who have been grandfathered into this blue check from the old way thinks that it matters. But here's why I tell you, you're going to pay for the blue check. All of the people who talk about, oh, I'm not paying for the blue check. No, you're not LeBron. LeBron doesn't have to pay for the blue check. LeBron's going to get a blue check regardless. You know why? Because Twitter can't afford for LeBron to no longer tweet. Instagram can't afford for LeBron to no longer post videos and pictures. That's how big his account is in the sports landscape. That they can't, those entities, Facebook, Twitter, cannot afford for LeBron James to no longer tweet, to no longer post. So he's going to get one of the rest of us regular people, we're going to have to pay for the check. And most likely you people who have a blue check already are going to pay for a new blue check. Stop acting like you're not. How do I know? It's really simple. The first week that that Meta, who owns Instagram and Facebook, introduced the blue check as a verification of identity, they sold 44 million. I'm going to say that again for the people in the room. I'm going to say that again for all you people not paying attention. Instagram, Meta, sold 44 million subscriptions of the blue check. 44 million. Oh, y'all are saying, well, okay, cool. Well, who cares, right? Yeah, cool. They're $11.99 to $14.99 a piece per month. Per month. That means that in that first week of selling these blue checks, they made $528 million plus just by allowing people to put a little check mark next to their name. That is $6.3 billion a year. The $12.99 for a blue check is more than you would pay for the Disney bundle. The Disney bundle is less than that. $11.99, excuse me. Actually, it might not be less than that now. It might be somewhere around. But for the price that you would pay to get Disney Plus, to get ESPN Plus, to get Hulu with advertisements, to get that bundle together would cost the same amount as it costs for the blue check. You people are really sitting out there telling me you're not going to buy it when 44 million people bought it in the first week? Twitter, the ego will keep you from buying the blue check until you realize, oh snap, I can make edits to my tweets. What's the number one issue with Twitter? You can't make edits to your tweets. And so now the blue check will not only give you back the status that you feel like you lost, but it'll also allow you to edit your tweets, to edit and make longer tweets. So you people in media, now you have the opportunity to do more. You're paying. So why not just sit back and say, hey, you know what? They got us. They got us. What did you think? Elon Musk was buying Twitter just to really have Twitter as like fun? No, he wants to make money. And he knows that Twitter, that media, is one of the easiest ways to make money. They're printing money over here. They're printing money over here. And while the issue becomes anybody can get a blue check, the problem was so many people who didn't really deserve a blue check already had a blue check, and they were getting that blue check for free. They were getting that blue check for free. They were getting the status symbol of that blue check for free. And now everybody has a chance to get it. Guess what? Now it's back to an even playing field. Now the consumer is going to have to look and say, hey, is Gene Clemens, he has a blue check? Because let's be real about it. I hate when I send out tweets and they're wrong and I look back at it and it's wrong. I don't want to delete the tweet and retweet it. I'm eventually going to buy a blue check on Twitter. Don't know if I'm going to buy a blue check on Instagram. But if my business says, hey, you know what? This is going to be better for your business on Twitter. It's going to be better for your business on Instagram and on Facebook. Guess what? I'm going to buy a blue check. If YouTube introduces a blue check, guess what? I'm probably getting a blue check eventually. Eventually, we will acquiesce. They just have to wait us out. And that $6.3 billion that Meta made in the first week off those 44 million blue check subscriptions that they got, those verifications, guess what? It's not going to all of a sudden diminish. That number will continue to increase, especially because they know that every time we add $1 to the subscription, that's $44 more million in the bank, plus whomever. So we're here. We're here. We're here right now. So trying to act as if we're not going to be here, that we're going to buck it, right? Trying to act as if we're going to buck it. It makes no sense. See, Twitter hasn't been as successful. Twitter hasn't been as successful as Instagram has been with the blue checks. You know why? Because Twitter had given out so many blue checks. The blue checks are completely new over there on Instagram. So Twitter is going to have people bucking it, but eventually they're going to come around. Why? Because they got no other choice. They're so used to seeing their name with that blue check that seeing their name without that blue check is going to feel like imposter syndrome at some point. Right? They're going to feel like they're not whole. It's going to be a psychological thing. And they'll eventually acquiesce. And again, if you're in the media, if you're somebody that's out here doing things and you use Twitter for your business, just the opportunity to be able to edit is going to make you want to buy this blue check. That's why I want it. Has nothing to do with the status symbol. I've resigned myself to the fact that I am who I am on Twitter. I'm good with it. I'm your favorite Twitter follows favorite follow. I'm the person that the people in the industry follow. Why? Because I just say the truth. I say my truth. I talk my thing. I don't worry about what the industry has to say about it. I speak my truth. I don't clean it up or make it sound any particular way because I work for an entity. I write for the Giants and I am super critical of them at the same time. I write for the Giants and I don't act like a fan. I give props where props are due, but I don't like slobbering them up for things that don't make any sense to me. Am I right about everything? No. And when I'm not right, I say I'm not right. And when I'm right, I say, okay, I was right. I don't rub it in people's faces all the time. People always kill me for stuff or try to kill me for stuff that I say, that I said in the past, as if we don't all say stuff. And I'm like, I'm just not going back in my tweets to find your old work because I'm on to the next thing. But everybody wanted certain people, and I don't really bring it up. But it's cool. But we're going to buy these blue checks, ladies and gentlemen. We can keep fighting it. We can keep acting as if we're not. But the truth is, we're purchasing them. It's going to be a part of our life. You're going to start seeing people write off their social media subscriptions on their taxes because they're using it for business purposes. You're going to see that. Get used to it. It's not going anywhere. These entities did not build these million, billion plus user platforms to not make money off them. So if you want entities, if you want to go somewhere else, like I'm on a bunch of smaller social media apps that haven't really hit yet, because like I said, I like to be first on the scene. So I'm on a lot of these places. But guess what? All of those places want to make money. So they want you to leave Twitter and come over to their platform. Why? So that they can build up enough steam to either sell it to one of the big platforms or monetize it. They want to sell it or they want to monetize it. And if you don't think for a second that these people want to sell and or monetize their work, then you, my friend, are an idiot. If you think that these people are building all of these other entities, if you think that they're building all of these other entities just for the sanctity of it, for you to have a safe haven to go to as somebody on social media, then you're fooling yourself. Every single one of them start the same way. Hey, we're here for the creatives. We're here. And then what do? They either sell or they monetize. That's how business works. That's actually the number one way how they get you in the drug game. Give you the work for free, let you get a taste. You get hooked on it, right? You get hooked on it. You love it. You need it. And now they're going to hit you over the head because now you can't live without it. Now you're relying upon it. And now they say, no, that's $25 for a taste. That's $50. That's $100. And you just keep paying and paying and paying. Why? Because you're hooked. Because you're addicted. We're addicted to social media. You want to know why the government's never going to be able to get rid of TikTok, even though they're trying? Because banning TikTok would mean opening the door to ban other social media. And the people would riot. Talk about people screaming about freedom of speech. Oh my gosh, if you got rid of these social media apps, they're going to light you on fire. You want to see the world or the United States come together as one? You want to see them come together as one? Then take away social media. Democrats, Republicans, green networks, PISA, it won't matter. You take away social media and you're going to see an entire country become one. You're going to see an entire country band together under one banner. It's going to be glorious. Glorious. We're buying it. We're going to pay for it. It's just a matter of time. Yo, shout out to Meta. Wow. $528 million just for turning on a feature. A month. $528 a month just for turning on a feature. That's an applause. Who's the next person buying? Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree. But whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Till next time, peace.